in Central Florida.
That's not a bad idea.
I think all of us would go out of the way if he'd be willing to leave a little early to play some golf, like about a year and a half early.
I'll tell you what, you can put the Nancy Kerrigan thing on him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah, but anyway, Trump is going to be a player if for no other reason than he's got some bucks. Now, he's throwing around this number of $9 billion that he has, but now we know that's his assets. Now, you're a money guy.
But the other thing is,
but real quick, though, you're a money guy. Out of that $9 billion, how much do you think would be reasonable that he has actual liquid assets? In other words, cash money that he can access on 2 or 3 day notice?
I'm going to guess, because usually they don't care. I'd say probably $1 billion.
Okay.
You know, but the point is, I had to laugh at these reporters on MSNBC, you know. I mean, here are these nickel-dime reporters, right? And they're going, well, I don't think he really has $9 billion. And one goes, he might have $8. Oh, what a genius.
Oh,
okay. He only has $8 billion?
Right?
Oh, is he a failure? I can't believe this guy just doesn't know how to run a business. I mean, but the reality of Don Trump, too, is, remember, obviously the guy has to be an extremely perseverant individual. He has to be an individual who is well-prepared,
Yep.
because look at all the areas that he has dealt in. He also knows how to administer his generals.
He delegate, yeah.
So do I think he could be a pretty good leader? Yeah, I do. I mean, his
what people
little obnoxious, but that's okay.
But what's going to appeal to people is his straightforward, blunt talk. You know, we're sick and tired. Jeb Bush gave a pretty decent speech yesterday, but it was really, if you will, sort of run-of-your-mill political speech. You know, even with the chanting audience and that stuff. And by the way, he had a much more diverse, and I heard that one of the things the liberals kept talking about was the diversity of his audience. You know, he had a lot of Hispanics behind him, a few blacks behind, compared to Hillary's audience, which was lily white.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have thought they were, reversed, but...
Well, she has robots now. I mean, I'm serious.
Well,
I don't know how anybody who has a bit of moral fiber could follow a woman like that. I mean, they got to be robots. It's just, okay, next speech, walk over there. You know,
I know. She is hardly a genuine, person herself. She's almost robotic herself.
I think she's about as genuine as a lap dancer. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I really like you. No, I don't think so.
Her as that.
Yeah.
But I guess she would always have a second career should this president thing don't work out.
No, I don't think that's going to be her career. Yeah, that's a bad statement.
Maybe down in Ecuador somewhere. But anyway,
how about Transylvania?
But Trump has got enough liquid cash that he can stay in the primary and be a big headache to guys like Jeb Bush, because Jeb Bush was counting on, I believe, a lot of these other guys, good quality candidates, canceling one another out, not able to really get footing in terms of raising the cash money that they'll need to challenge his. You got $100 million already. That's more than twice than all the others until today with Trump put together. Now, and he's going to get another $100 million in pretty short order. So it's going to take a pretty hefty bank account to keep up with that kind of money. And Trump can actually do that on his own.
Right. And I mean, I think the other thing, too, is, Don Trump is going to make the rest of them play a tougher game.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to force more of let's say, an aggressive stance towards Hillary, because Don's going to take an aggressive stance toward the Democratic philosophy because, he's a true capitalist. And he's going to make it real clear to the Americans, to the workers and everything else, all the garbage they have been fed. And I think he's going to make all these Republican candidates actually a better candidate. And if they aren't a better candidate, bye-bye.
I guarantee you. I'll bet it. Write it down today, June 16th, 2015. Christopher Hart said that if Donald Trump is allowed to be in the debates with the rest of the candidates, he is the one that the rest of the candidates will be agreeing with the most.
Oh, I agree with you.
And they'll be parlaying off of what he is saying more than anybody else up on that stage. I guarantee you today. Write it down.
I always agree with the money.
But what I'm trying to figure out, though, is when they have the primary here in the state of Florida, right? So I think Don will stay in a competitive position all the way up to that primary.
He's polling pretty good in the northeastern states right now, in New Hampshire. So, not only can he stay in money-wise, but he can get some votes. He's going to be like the Ross Perot, if you will. There'll be a lot of disaffected people who will vote for him because they're sick and tired of the same old, same old.
And the one other thing he has, which Hillary has, is the only thing she has, I call celebrity status. Except he has a valid celebrity status where she is, all of this is, I know who she is. Sorry, I do know who she is, but I know who she is. Where you got to say, hey, that's Don Trump, man. A billionaire right. Guy knows how to do everything.
And wouldn't you just love to hear Donald Trump call in some of these so-called diplomats and other mid-level people who we never hear of and say, you're fired! You're fired!
I think that would be tremendous for the country. Every day, look what happens in every department, the IRS.
It's seldom talked about, but we need new blood at the mid-level of government as much as we do at the political level. The names and faces we see, but the levels below them, that needs to be turned over too, and big time. All right, so stick around. We're just getting warmed up today. We are going to be talking more about this political stuff. When we come back, we'll be talking. Mike's got a great list there. He's some things he's confused about. We'll get to that, and we'll get to your phone calls if you want to make them. 407-774-8255.